Hi mamas, I realized that I have been terrible about making weekly videos for this pregnancy, and I'm going to be really honest with you. It is because my depression has been a beast. It is hard to do anything, and I wish that weren't true, and I wish that I was super happy all the time, but the God's honest truth is that I'm not, and that's okay. It's just really hard to talk about because I should be happy, right? I have this beautiful, healthy, growing baby and a beautiful 5.5-year-old and a wonderful husband and all these things, so everything should be great and I shouldn't be depressed, but I am. And it's even harder because half a year ago, I started taking Celexa, and I didn't react well to it. It pretty much made me a sociopath. I realized that I wasn't feeling anything anymore and that I was just going through the motions, and I took myself off of it, which probably wasn't the best idea. But that was probably the scariest 2 weeks of my life. Almost 3. Because I was so suicidal, and it was horrible. So even though the depression with this pregnancy is really bad, I'm terrified to take anything else for it because who knows how it'll affect me, or affect the baby. And so I'm just trying to cope a day at a time. But I've been talking to a lot of people lately about being honest about our stories, and that the more that we share, I'm sure someone out there watching this is going to identify with it at least a little bit. And if that helps that one person, then that's all I really want, is to let you guys know if you're suffering from depression, especially while you're pregnant, you're not alone. And with the death of Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain, and those things are shocking, but I think that because depression is so hard to talk about, and the thoughts of suicide are so weird. I literally was in Walmart with my family. Nothing triggered it. I was just having a bad day, and I was suicidal for a good 3 hours, and I cried, and it was horrible. And there's nothing I can do to explain what that's like, except that you're just tired and you just want to sleep. And I did talk to somebody about it, and I felt so much better. And just being able to be honest with myself and my family was so unbelievably helpful. So if you don't have someone like that to talk to, please go find somebody like that to talk to. Because it's rough. It's rough feeling like you're all alone in that, and that you're crazy. You really do, because one half is like, that's totally the right solution because I'm done and I'm tired and I don't want to do this anymore. And the other half of you is like, what the hell am I thinking? Like, what? This is insane. This is nuts. The scariest part is when you get to that point where you really believe that that's the best option. And if you're at that point, please call somebody. Please talk to somebody. Shit, find me on social media and message me. Please. Because I've been there. And it's hard to admit. It's hard to admit when you're there. But I do understand. Anyways, I know this video is a little heavy. But I figured while I had some free time, and while I'm feeling okay today, and I've been doing things to help me feel okay. You know, I've been meditating, I've been trying to eat better, I've been, talking and being open and honest with people. I can't stress enough how helpful that is. Because to keep it all inside and to feel like you're all alone and that nobody understands what you're going through, it isn't true. And you might be telling yourself that that's true, and you might be feeling so guilty for feeling the way that you're feeling, because everything else in your life could be wonderful. But understand that depression is either situational or hormonal. And sometimes, situations make the hormonal worse. And sometimes it just gets mixed up. But don't feel guilty for feeling this way, because it is hormonal. It is chemical. It is something in your body that is wrong. It's so hard to talk about and keep my thoughts organized, because there are so many emotions regarding all of that, especially while you're pregnant, because you're already hormonal and emotional, and it's crazy. Like, one minute I will be smiling and laughing and happy, and the next minute I will be crying, and that's just the way life is. And thank God my husband is like, all right, it's okay, just take a step back, and it's super even, because our house would be pretty nuts if you weren't. Anyways, as far as pregnancy goes, everything's great. I'm at almost 26 weeks, and I have not gained a single pound. That's not saying that if you're a plus size pregnant woman and you're at 26 weeks and you've gained weight, that's a bad thing. I think everybody's body is different, and I've just been making sure to pay attention to what mine needs. I'm not very hungry, or I can only eat like toddler sized portions of food at a time. And I have really bad acid reflux, so my life's just right now. But we're more than halfway, yay! And I will keep making videos, and I will keep trying to be honest about my experiences with being pregnant and dealing with depression. And again, this video is mostly like I'm going through it, and that's why I've been MIA, and I've really been working hard on being honest about it. And it's super difficult to put yourself out there and say, yes, I suffer through this, and yes, it's a problem, but it's pretty freeing once you do, because I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm just sharing my story to let other people know that this is a real thing. I think it's more common than we'd like to admit. So that's it for now. I will be better about posting, and I will do another story next week, giving everybody an update. I am going to talk to my doctor about the depression and the options for me personally, and just get this under control, because no one should feel like this all the time. And I know there are good options out there for me. And there are good options out there for you if that's what you're feeling too. And again, if you are suffering from depression through your pregnancy and you feel like you don't have anybody to talk to, please reach out to me on the comments below, or on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram. My Instagram handle is JPDigitMaster. I'll write it down in the description of the video. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you all have a great week. Bye.